the Windows 2 that released on 1987, but the Windows 2 can overlap each other and able to minimize or maximize window instead of iconizing or zooming. Then on Windows 3, this Windows, the first Windows required hard drive that also can be multitasking to legacy program. This Windows 3 is first Windows as color, not same like Windows 1 and Windows 2 just black and white. And then on 1995, the Windows 95 is released. This Windows features start button and start menu. In this Windows 95, that features update a 32-bit environment, the taskbar and focus on multitasking. And also this Windows 95, the Internet Explorer that have first have in Windows. On the 2000, which is Windows Millennium Edition, which is the first Windows have Windows Media Player 7 and Windows Movie Maker. And also in 2000, which is the Windows release is Windows 2000 that support hibernation or sleep, which is the before Windows that then does not support hibernation or sleep. This Windows have 4 versions, which is Professional Server, Advanced Server, and Data Center Server. Then on 2003, which is Windows release is Windows Vista. This Windows, the first Windows has included speech recognition, Windows DVD Maker, and photo gallery. Then on 2009, which released Windows 7. This Windows 7 have many user-friendly features, and this Windows 7 also have ability to snap windows to the top or sides of screen. This Windows have 6 version, which is Home Premium, Professional, Ultimate, Starter, Home Premium, and Enterprise. Many of us use Windows 7. Also, this Windows 7, many people still use until now. Even now as the Windows 10 has released. And on Windows 8, the features update that highlight is have more touch friendly, which is at the touch screen. And on 2014, Windows 10 is released. This Windows 10 has ability to switch between a keyboard and a mouse mode and a tablet mode. This Windows 10 also can unify all Windows platform across the multiple device. That's all from me. Proceed to the memory management.
I'll be presenting about memory management. Memory management is the functionality of an operating system that handles primary memory and also moves processes back and forth between main memory and disk during execution. First one, how they handle memory management, especially on virtual memory, Windows 8, it contains lower level modification. There is two responsibility for Windows memory management, which is translate or map a processor's virtual address space into physical space, and also paging some of the contents of the memory to disk when overly committed. Memory mapping will speed up sequential file processing. It also gives the impression of flat virtual address space 4 GB, but there is a smaller amount of physical memory there, and also has a mechanism of memory sharing. For Ubuntu, there is two type of memory, which is virtual and relevant. Virtual memory is non-existent that used to allow programs and data to make reservation. Every memory access uses a virtual address. There is three physical memory which is separated into three zones, which is zone DMA, zone normal, and zone high mem. Physical memory separates page frames or pages. Next. Explain any limitation of maximum or minimum memory required by each operating system. For Windows 8, there's two, 32-bit and 64-bit. Under 32-bit, it is able to address 4 GB memory to maximum. It divides into user space and system space. It only can be accessed from kernel mode. For 64-bit, it is able to support 128 GB of RAM, and total address space is 16 exabyte. For Ubuntu, in 32-bit, physical limitation is limited to 4 GB, but with physical address extension kernel, it allows it to use up to 64 GB RAM. For 64-bit, it is able to add up to 16 million TB, 16 exabytes, although constraints are in place that limit this around 1 TB. Okay. Compare and recommend which operating system utilize its memory more efficient in terms of normal usage and server usage. Under Windows 8, it will be smarter when allocating memory. Any programs in this Windows has the ability to allocate memory, has low priority, which is crucial signal to Windows. And if there is memory pressure, it can remove this low priority memory to make space. When it comes to Ubuntu, it extends the physical memory of the system using swap partition in the HDD. It's a type file system that helps to be swapped when faulting happens. It also helps the input and output to be more speedy than normal file system. So in conclusion, Windows 8 is more efficient in terms of normal usage and Ubuntu in terms of server usage. Thank
Okay,
you.
next. I will be presenting about process management. Windows 8 versus Ubuntu. Okay, next. We will discuss about how they handle process management, effect with various CPU, and compare and recommend which one is the best. Next. Okay, Linux have Ubuntu. Ubuntu is multi-processing, multi-user system, very efficient at creating process, can handle multiple problem very well. Next. So Windows have Windows 8, it's primitive multitasking, relies more heavily on thread than process. Next. We'll talk about how both handle when many request CPU resource. First, Windows 8, we need to open the task manager, identify which use most CPU percentage, then end the user, or we should call it quit the process. While Linux, we need to open terminal, change the prioritize, decode and terminate, and also kill the specific and useless thing. Next. Operating system that affect with various CPU type. Okay, every operating system work more efficiently with various type of CPU, which is NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel. This when business requires as much compute power as possible in a single unit, use multi-socket setup to fit a large number of servers in a constricted space. The more cores are available, the more database tasks a system can handle. Next. Okay, Windows, both Intel and AMD make single core and multi-core processor, while Linux can run more processor. No problem with dual core. Linux always better job scheduling tasks than Windows. Next. Okay, we should compare about normal usage and several usage of Windows and Linux. Okay, Windows is a closed source for the normal usage, while Linux is open source and can be customized anytime. This is the difference. Next, Windows Server usage. Okay, next 5 minutes. Okay, server usage is difficult by decoding to change setting. While server use can be decoded anytime and suitable for grammar. For as a conclusion, Linux is more suitable for both normal and server usage. Okay,
Okay, so I will talk about file management. Difference between file management in Windows 8 and Ubuntu. In Windows 8, there's File Manager named File Explorer in the desktop view. User will use File Explorer to find files that have been saved to computer or connected device, create new folders, or move or copy files, delete files that are not needed, backup files, and create compressed version of files. In Ubuntu, together with Ubuntu, there's a file manager called Nautilus. Nautilus displays files differently in which you can drag files around easily. Nautilus also includes a number of useful features. So to conclude this, I'm going to talk about pros and cons of Windows 8 and Ubuntu. For Windows 8, Windows 8 is the first desktop operating system that fully supports mobile computing. It's considered a bold step in the technology industry. However, both average consumer and business professionals are excited to flesh out how successful Windows has been to integrate desktop function in mobile technologies. A review from the expert at Technology Republic claims that the common user experience across multiple devices will help promote the merger of the tablet and PC market. For Ubuntu, the pros is Ubuntu was not the first distribution to offer a simple installer. By the time of Ubuntu first release in 2004, graphical installer had been commonplace for almost 5 years. However, Ubuntu has done more to simplify and polish basic installation than any other distribution. Not only does the latest version of its installer include simple checkbox for various choices such as whether to download updates while installing or encrypting your home folder, but the language of the installer has been refined to the point that it has eliminated much of the terror of installing an operating system. For the cons, Windows 8, the developer may find that there are a number of characteristics of Windows 8 that may cause minor headache. The lack of a traditional start menu for one could cause problem. It takes time to acclimate, requiring that workers may need training. While revolutionary, the many changes to the traditional operating system will take getting used to it. It is an investment. In Ubuntu, if Linux does not have anything in common, it is the absence of ads and logos. Yet over the last few releases, Unity has been returning ads to the desktop. Ads for Ubuntu service like Ubuntu One and the Ubuntu One Music Store, and more recently for Amazon and other affiliate service. This addition removed the rationale for positioning the launcher of the left side of the screen, since on many screens they force users to scroll down to see the complete collection of default icons. So that's all from me.
Okay, next is security management. Okay. Security management is focused on first one is user and password authentication and security kernel. Okay, under Windows 8, it enables to control access to process objects. When the user log in, the Windows 8 will collect a set of data that uniquely identifies the user, and it also store it in an access token. There's two methods of authentication, which is 4-digit PIN and picture password. Wrong gestures will deny user from login and log out the PC if exceed 5 unsuccessful attempts. Under Ubuntu, there is two groups, which is authentication and access control. Authentication is the process where the system makes sure the only authorized user are allowed to use the system in using password and username. Under access control, mechanism that allows the system to check whether the user has the right to use a certain app. Next. The next one is handle an attempt to hack your system. First one will be on Windows 8. Windows 8 has two, which is Windows Defender, which provides activities and malware protection to the system. For Windows Firewall, it helps protect the internet connection and also helps the unauthorized access from anonymous servers and protects the network from the threats that can harm the system. Under Ubuntu, there's Intrusion Detection System, IDS, which helps monitor sensitive logs, directions, and process to notify the user of unusual behavior of the system.
Okay, next, I will be presenting about performance, Windows versus Ubuntu at Linux. Okay, Phoronix Michael Laravel runs few tests to both OS, such as Java Test Rendering, the Graphics Magic, Intel Embree Path Tracer. He finds out that Ubuntu fastest with 60% of the time, while Ubuntu 138, Windows 8 lows with 25. Okay, next, Ubuntu better run all the software. Ubuntu also more accommodating of other software. Next, as the conclusion, Ubuntu more safe, easy, free and open source, but worse at gaming and not well known rather than Windows 8. Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all from us.
So. Aniza. Seorang. Aniza. Tahu. Okay, thank you for the presentation. Okay, you have done good well in your presentation. What difference between Ubuntu and Windows in terms of security?
Security.
Which one better?
Security,
Windows is better.
Windows better.
Why?
Because it has the
Firewall,
password.
Windows.
Yeah.
Firewall.
Windows Firewall and Windows Defender, which is much better than the intrusion detection thing.
Okay. In terms of file management,
Windows is better because it's easier to find file in File Explorer compared to Nautilus.
okay, if we are using server, which one better?
In terms of process management, the server which is better is Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it extends the physical memory of the system using swap partition, the HDD.
How?
It extends the physical memory of the system using swap partition in the HDD. And it also helps pages to be swapped when faulting happens.
Okay. Okay, thank you for your permission. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.